Today we're going to decorate this journal page, and we're going to make a page with the gel papers. Before we work on this page, or these pages, I'm going to start at embellishing a little bit. So I have this Stabilo All. It's a very juicy watercolor pencil. I talk about these a lot. I really love how absolutely juicy they are. I guess that's the only word I can come up with. So I'm just going to take this pencil and hold it lightly. I am right-handed. I don't know, maybe I'll do some left-handed. I like to use my non-dominant hand sometimes, you know, for less control. I'm not trying to really do anything. I'm just trying to get a little bit of a background in here. Next, I'm going to take some gesso. Before I do the gesso, I'm going to wet a brush. This is just a flat brush, and I'm going to kind of wet the page a little bit. You can see how this Stabilo All pencils running. I'm not trying to make anything major happen. I'm just getting some wetness to the page. And yes, it's probably going to make my page curl, although there's already paint on here, so sometimes it stops the pages from warping, so it'll probably lay pretty flat. This is my gesso, and I'm just going to come in here. No rhyme or reason. And I'm going to gesso some of the page. I just want to get a little more white on here. And if I can get some of that black to show through, that was the point to wetting the page. Some of this page is a little raw over here in the corner, out here on the ends. There's no recipe here. You do as much or as little as you like. And you can see the black showing through, which is perfectly what I want. I try not to get too much gesso over here in the middle of the spine. I'm not trying to cover up the entire page. You can see that some of the black has come through the gesso from the pencil. My next step is I'm going to take some of my papers and I'm going to start thinking about how I want to use these. And I'll be ripping some of these up. I like this sort of ripped torn edge a lot. So I'm going to use my matte medium, and I'm just going to spread it on the page, and I'm going to start thinking about what I'm doing here. Even though this isn't completely dried, I'm just going to go right in. I'm just going to spread this sort of a thin layer. I kind of thought this would bring this page and this page together. So I'm going to start by doing that. I might put a little more glue there just to really get it secured down. Now I'm going to go push this in and push out the air bubbles while I'm doing it. And you want to be careful because you could, this is deli paper that I painted on. This can tear, so you want to go gentle. And then I'll just scrape up anything that's there. On this side, I'm going to work a little bit over here. There is something about this little thing going on that I just love. So I'm going to use it. I was saving it, but I'm kind of in that mode where I don't believe in saving, because that just, we save and save and save and never use, you know, because we're afraid or we don't want to. So I'm just going to tear some of this up. This is all torn now. I think I'm going to go here. I'm going to do it this way. So again, I'm going to really get a lot of matte medium down there. I'm going to try to work out these ridges a little bit. Okay, I'm going to leave the rest of these. I'm thinking about doing something like this along with these hearts on this page. So I'm going to glue all these down here, and let's see where it goes. There's times that I love those rip pages, the ones that stick together. They tell a story. I decided this needs a little something, and I have green gold on my sponge. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to bring my pencil out, randomly scribble. Now this is going to smudge because this is that watercolor pencil that's Stabilo All, and that's what I love about it. So you can see how this really bleeds in there. And maybe I'll create my own circle. Again, this is going to be one of those Stabilo All pencils, so it's going to be very smushy, very juicy. I might just let that run like that. Enjoy the process. It's about a process. It's not about having a perfect page or a finished page or everything looking Instagram perfect. We don't do that here. I don't do that. I decided I was going to put some wording here. I hand wrote the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm using my stamps and permanent ink. I like the wonkiness of the stamps and the imperfection. So I try to put the words together so that it's easy to grab and put the right way. So I'm looking at it the correct way. So you are the sum total of your parts. The good, the bad, and the ugly. I don't want to cover this up, so I don't want to add more over here. You don't have to. You don't have to finish anything. It's your journal. No, if you're going to put it out there and people judge it, then people judge it. But it's nobody's to judge but your own. Everybody have a great weekend, and I will see you next week.